Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Rantsy podcast. Today, I really want to talk about like relationships and friendships with like Indian people, Indian friends, Indian families, whatever you want to say. But basically, I went to an Indian school and it's an all girls school. Oh my god, was it a nightmare? It was honestly a nightmare. I was like it was like Gossip Girl, but like Indian version. You can say everyone's gossiping, everyone's bitching, backstabbing. Like girls are dramatic. We are full of drama. I'm not gonna lie. But going to a brown school, I mean just full of brown kids was an experience. There was an obvious like light skin supremacy. I don't know. It's like a privilege because you're light skin, you're skinny, you had an advantage. I feel like skinny wasn't that big of a deal. Like I just genuinely think Bollywood versus like Hollywood, let me know if maybe I'm wrong. I don't watch a lot of Bollywood movies, but like the way in Hollywood you need to be like Ozempic, like anorexic skinny. I don't feel like we have that in in Bollywood scenes. Like we just you need to be a little like chubby, have some boobs, some butt. Like curves are more appreciated, not fat, but like curves are like allowed, accepted. Like your belly can be like wobbly. Like I see girls like dancing in the saris and dhavnis and stuff, and like they are allowed to just be like chubby, and I'm like thank fucking god. But Hollywood is just the exact opposite. They need to see bones in your veins and your arteries in your body. So I feel like that wasn't pushed a lot in my brown school. Like you could be fat and no one like judged you, no one cared. But for sure, like your skin tone mattered so much more. Like it mattered a lot. Like being tan was just, disgusting. And yeah, internalized racism was very much a thing in my school, but I don't think it was called internalized because it was like externalized. Like it's out there. Like, babe, the racism is on your face. Like they're spitting on you. Like it's on you. It's outside. So I don't think it's called internalized racism. It's just racism in my opinion. You know what I mean? So that was one thing in the girl department, but also I want to talk about the boys department where like the boys that I went to school with were horrible. Like I remember these boys, like a girl's nude pictures leaked out in my school, and this boy literally ruined her life. And that girl was my good friends, I would say, but her brother was like best friends with my brother, which was like really awkward for me and my brother to even think about it. But like her picture spread, and that man like called her nips like pepperoni pizza because it's like pink nips. I think he's never seen pink nips, and he just called it like pepperonis or whatever. And like this is how demented the brown boys were in my school, if you think about it. Like oh my god. And this is so crazy too. I got invited to check out Playboy's headquarters, and I check my stories. This one time randomly, I'm like, I'm just gonna check my stories. I'm me posting it. This boy, let's call him like Akash, okay? It's a brown kid from my school that I had a crush on. And one of my friends actually ended up being in a relationship with him, but I had a crush on him prior to that. I found him so hot, like he was so sweet and nice to me, and I was like so sweet about like I was so touched, and I kind of did. I'm very confident of like telling people like I like them, and I think I did tell him like, hey, I like you or something. I just insinuated in some way. But I made it very subtle, and he didn't catch it. He didn't get it. I was like, okay, whatever. I told one of his guy friends that I think I really like Akash. He goes and he tells Akash that, oh, Anncy really likes you. And this man is like light skinned. I'm not even gonna lie. He's quite freaking handsome. And he made like a dark skin joke at me. It was like really raunchy, like really disgusting, nasty fucking joke. I don't even remember what he said. But I remember every single cell in my body like froze. The self-esteem that I had was there was no self, there was no esteem after that day. But he fully like obliterated me in like one dark skin joke. It was something like, those like terrible jokes like, oh, I can't see you in the dark, or like something like that. Like it was just really like, oh my god, it was horrible. I remember just being like numb. But I don't remember what he said. But it was something like that black bitch, that like Kali in like Hindi means like black. I feel like Kali in like in India, or like you say that to anyone in India, or like in Hindi or whatever. Like you can say Kali like shirt, like I'm wearing a black shirt, right? But I personally feel like when you call a human Kali or a person Kali, even though it would just be like, oh, you're calling a person black, like what's wrong with that? I feel like it's the intentions behind it. It's like it has such negative connotations, like that word, and I feel like it's equal to a slur in my humble South Indian opinion. Okay, I feel like you don't call people that. I think it's just so derogatory, and I would just avoid saying that word ever. If you are North Indian, do not go around saying that. Besties, don't do it. That girl would probably want to kill herself. But I've heard words like chudale, which means like witch, Kali chudale, like black witch, or like in English you're like, it's just black witch, what's wrong with that? That's unoffensive. But I don't know, There, like I always say this, like Indian, like I speak India nice, okay, I speak Hindi, Tamil, and Arabic and English, and I want to say English is like the cuss words are so dumb, like stupid, and dumb doesn't even hurt me. But when you cuss in Hindi or Tamil, it feels like you're taking a knife and stabbing me in the face, babe. Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? So it's like it really just triggers something in my body. Like the word prostitute in English is just like whatever, prostitute, okay, prostitution, okay. But when you say like randi or something in Hindi, it just sounds awful. I feel like you're like I'm gonna cry. That's what it feels like. So I remember just like literally falling on my knees being like, wow, I can never just ever no one ever finds me attractive. I'm an ugly ashy bitch because that man said that. And that man, like his name was Akash, that fucker saw my story the day I was at the headquarters in Playboy and I posted it. And what are the chances? I get thousands of views on Insta. I don't see the views. I don't look who looks at it because why does it matter? Like it's so many random people who watch my stories. I'm not going to go scroll, look for my friends or find my friends. Like that's just impossible. But that was so crazy. Like God wanted me to see this. It was like my happy, good karma. I open up my stories and he's right there. And I was just like, oh my God, you fucktard. He does not follow me. Mind you, he does not follow me. So for sure, a friend saw this and sent it to him. I'm sure like boys in my school, so I always talk about boys in my school, for sure go around telling people that I slept with them, this and that. I'm sure he's still like so cocky about the fact that I had a crush on him 10 years ago. But I was just like trying to give you the context of like how horrible, like what kind of school that I went to and how the dynamics played out. Like it doesn't matter. We were all brown. No one had each other's backs. Even now, I think in the brown like influencer, like the club industry that we're in, like let me know what you think. But I feel like Desi people are very much like cutthroat. I see that in other like races as well. Like black people like do not want to see another black person succeed. Like if you open up the comments, the most haters are their own kind, and that I've seen that with Indian followers as well. Like brown people be bashing the other brown people the most, and white people be bashing their own kind. Like it's if you notice, like it's in every, like that's a pattern, you know. It could be, you know, a lot of reasons like envy, jealousy, and whatnot. I see that in the like influencer bubble, and I'm not even kidding. I have firsthand witnessed that from brown, like Desi friends, influencers, or even 9 to 5ers. Like I've seen people like touch my hair and be like, oh my God, your hair is so nice, Anncy. Like you bleach your hair so much. How do you like keep your hair this way? Or like, you're so skinny, Anncy. Like, what do you do? What do you eat? Like what, this and that. And they don't compliment me when I'm skinny, but they'll like ask me so many questions on how I'm skinny, but they'll not say a word when I'm fat, you know? And have you seen this thing with girls? How this is a very unpopular opinion or take. In my opinion, I feel like if you have a brain cell, you're going to agree with me. And if not, I'm sorry, you just do not know. You just do not know, period. That's it. I'm not even going to elaborate on it. But women, like, women are such liars, bro. Like, we're all girls, okay, girls and whatnot, like all these terms. Like, I'm so sorry, but like really look deep into it. Like, look in your own family. For example, my mom is fat, my dad is fat. Everybody makes a lot of jokes on my dad, like, dad, you're fat. Like, my dad's name is Fatty in Tamil, like his nickname. And they give him so many nicknames and they call him fat, tell him to lose weight. They sometimes tell him, oh my God, you did lose weight. They compliment him. They support him. It's not insulting at all. Like, my uncle will be like, you're so fat. You got fat. What are you eating? And like, in a way that makes my dad want to go to the gym and work out. Okay, this is how boys are. But like women, my mom is fat and no one has the ball to tell my mom that she's fat and she needs to like work on like losing weight or like talk about how she's unhealthy. Nothing, no comment, no jokes about being fat. Like she doesn't hear it at all. Like nothing at all. Like we don't tell women what to do or how to fix themselves. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like no matter how your delivery is, it just doesn't ever come out the right way. Am I crazy? Like think about it. Think about it honestly. Can you go tell your fat friend you need to lose weight? No, she's going to ruin your life. Like you're an evil person for doing that. At the same time, if you had a fat male friend, oh my God, it's easy. Like he's not going to be offended at all. Like I have a friend who's fat. I always tell him like, oh my God, you're eating your air fried fucking chicken baskets. Like, can you stop? Like your BMI is going above and beyond. He laughs. I laugh. It's nothing. We're not taking it personal. He's not going to call me a raggedy bitch. Like there's no like offense taken on either parties. Right. So take that into consideration of how girls are in influencer bubbles and like Desi bubbles. Like just think about it. Like girls will actually be okay with you gaining weight and they don't say anything. Okay, they want you to kind of get fat and look uglier and they want you to be the duff in the friend group. And men are not that way. Men are so much different. And men will actually tell you, bro, you need to work out. And if you don't work out, you're gonna look like shit. And that man will actually take himself to the gym and work out and come out looking hot as fuck. And his guy friends will be like, oh my God, you look so fucking good. Like, do you know how bros want other bros validation? It's so true. It's factual. So I noticed this in the girl community that like when I gained weight, when I was on my endometriosis medicine, I was gaining weight and I remember no one told me anything. When you gain weight, no one fucking tells you that you're gaining weight and you're getting fat. No one tells you that. And that's why women just don't even know. They don't get any criticism. Like the ones on the internet doesn't count. Like I'll be right now posting a picture of myself on the internet. They'll call me ashy, black, fat, broke, poor. So the internet doesn't count. I'm talking about your friendships and your parents. My mom was the first person to be like, you are gaining weight in the US. What are you doing? I was actually hurt. I was like, Mom, you're being so mean and rude. Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm just chilling. I'm eating. Like, what do you mean? But then it all hit. I'm like, oh my God. I look at my old pictures. I'm like, oh my God, I am gaining weight by the second. And no one has told me, none of my friends told me. It's been my mom who's just my mother and she's honest and she knows like she's gonna be honest to me. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I don't like the fact that you take my mom hates the fact that I take my endo meds. But basically, this is how the circle is, like the your friend circle, like especially brown to brown girls, like we are not financially literate. And even if we are, we don't share that. So most of us end up being in abusive relationships, abusive homes. You don't want to help each other. You're just like, oh, your drama, good. I'm kind of glad you're rotting. It's a lot of jealousy and enviness. Like, so this video is brought to you by Copilot. As you guys know, Copilot is one of my favorite apps. I cannot afford to sit and, schedule workouts and plan my diet, my food. Like I cannot do that. I don't have time. I used to do it before, but it's so time consuming. It's also very expensive to hire a personal trainer here in LA. So I love my Copilot app. It's one of the top rated personal trainer apps listed by Forbes. So you should definitely go check it out. They have services that links you with an affordable real life personal trainer. The app gives you personalized workouts tailored to individual needs and goals. They're very thorough and very persistent. They'll always check on you and your workouts. And if you're doing it the right way, your form, and you can actually film yourself doing the workout. If you're not sure if your form, send it to the personal coach that's in the app and they actually respond to you immediately, send you a video of how to do it the right way. And if your goals weight loss or even muscle training, muscle strengthening, they help you with every single need that you have. And let's say even if you're not sure of your workouts and if you feel you're too exhausted, you can even tell them to switch it up and they're very happy to help you with that. I love that I can have my own workouts at the gym or even at home, but at my own schedule and I don't have to follow anybody else's. And it's amazing that she plans all my workouts for me. Copilot has enhanced my quality of life and I love for you to follow my lead to get fit and fabulous. Give Copilot a try to find out why it was listed by Forbes as the top rated personal trainer app of 2023. Head to go.mycopilot.com/rats to get a 14-day trial with your own personal trainer. That's go.mycopilot.com/rats to get a 14 days trial with your very own personal trainer. Take a backseat and let Copilot help you reach your fitness goals. Everyone's so envious of the other. We all have fucking thick hair. This is my natural hair. I have naturally super straight hair. I don't have an Indian curly pattern hair. Do you know what I mean? The thick bullshit. I don't have that. I'm flat as I don't know. You can see the shape of my skull. And Indians most of the time always have thick hair. And I didn't get that gene. It's whatever. I've never been so jealous. If I want to have a lot of hair, I'll just go get extensions. It's whatever, But I've had girls be like, oh my God, your hair is so smooth and frizz free. What do you do? This and that. And they'll touch my hair, pull my hair and not believe when I tell them this is my real hair, bro. And then the skinniness comes in oh my God, you're not eating. Are you starving? La la la. All these stupid jokes. And I'm just it's all masked under compliments, but it's just pure envy. And then it comes to money. And then the way you put you down is aren't you brown? How are you dressing this way? And it's this, and it's how much money do you make? How much do you save? How much, so many questions, but it's never actual compliments. And it's a lot of if she can cuss and wear slutty clothes, so can I. And it's a lot of competition that I see within my circle. And I've met so many Daisy influencers in LA and they're so nice and surface level. Trust me, when you meet them, you're just oh my God, they're gorgeous. They're so nice. And then listen to them talk. Listen to them talk and I feel I'm back in high school again. And that's why it hit me I can be friends with a black girl. I can be friends with a white girl. I can be friends with somebody who's Latina, Asian, whatever. It's so fucking painful. Why my own person sounds the stuff they say. I'm just what are you talking about? What? And versus if I'm with other races, they don't talk to me that way. Do you know what I'm saying? Am I crazy for saying that? And I am friends with so many other races from different countries and I don't get that vibe at all. I want to say Lubaba has to be the only Indian friend of mine. She's like Indian, proper Indian passport holder, I have to say, that like doesn't treat me that way. We have no jealousy, no envy with each other. Like we really are in different paths. So she is really not what I'm talking. Who I'm talking about is not one specific person. I'm talking like about a group, and she's really not a part of it. And that's why I'm so grateful to have her in my life. She's really the one brown girl that I know who doesn't want me to flop and fail. She's actually like my mom a lot in a lot of ways. Like she really wants me to be proper, and she'll tell me when I'm going in my separate ways. And we actually had this promise, like a pact within each other, that like if you like you have to be that friend to tell me if I ever lose myself, if I'm doing a lot of like green stuff, if I'm losing myself with alcohol, with anything in life, will you tell me? And she's like, yes. So we both promised each other, like this is a pact that we made, that forever from now on, moving onwards, like in life, in the future, if my wedding dress is ugly, if my fiance sucks, he's cheating, and you think he's a horrible person, you will tell me and not hide it. Like let's have those uncomfortable conversations. And we promised and we swore. And then I flew back to the US, and till this day we still are in communication. We always like talk about anything we think that other person needs to fix, that everyone else is so scared to say in the room, you know? And I think we all need to have that friend, you guys. And I'm very grateful for her. But like, I'm so sad and bummed because I try to make a lot of friends, like a lot of brown girl friends in LA, like influencers. It's a lot of like cloud chasing. And I've had the worst experiences in life. Like, even though I act like a bad bitch on the internet, as you know, I'm very much I used to be a former people pleaser. I used to get walked around a lot, walked over a lot, and I just never knew a way to stop it. And I realized it's because I'm just too friendly, and I just want to have friends. I just want to have friends who look like me, who talk like me, who sound like me. And I go in my desperate ways and beyond, above and beyond for people, hoping that they, I find a sister in them in like the US, because I have no friends here and I try my best to make new friends, and it just fucking backfires back to back. And that like I meet them and I'm like, I'm never seeing you again. Like, see ya. Like, I'm not, like, they'll take my phone and follow themselves. Like, this girl just at one party, we went to a YouTube party recently, in front of like Antonin, my friend, she took my phone. She's like, oh my God, like I go to her and I'm like, are you like Indian? Because you look Indian, your hair, girl, you gave it away, you're Indian. She's like, oh my God, I am from Punjab and la la la. And we exchanged like our names. I don't know how she just got so comfortable. She's not an influencer, just a brown girl. Like, this is just a brown girl that got invited to this YouTube party. And even Anthony told me, Anncy, like, the people at this party are just people who want to get to know you. So just like, they're not like above you. They're kind of like trying to become you. Like, that's the YouTube party that I went to. So be careful of cloud chasers. In LA, you need to be careful of cloud chasers at all times. You network, you make out with boys, and then you go home. You do not let people have access to you, because that will be your downfall. So I meet this girl though, and I was drunk too. So I'm a little like chatty and chippy and very excited. I'm like, oh my God, you're brown, me too. And like, we're talking. She takes my phone and follows herself. She's like 10,000 followers and I have a lot, and she sees that and she follows herself from my account. I'm very picky with who I follow on Insta, because like Insta can really like fuck my mental health, and I only follow like fashion, beauty stuff. And I'm not one of those like Ace family members, they only follow like each other. Like Austin follows Catherine, and I think that's very like snobby and cocky. I follow people, you guys. Okay, come on. But it's just a low number. It's like 150 people that I follow, and I don't like looking snobby that way, but I'm very picky with people who I follow. That's it. It's nothing too deep. But like, she followed herself. I'm like, girl, who are you? Why would you like follow yourself like that? That was insane to me. But yeah, I was just thinking about how like immediately she's like, you need to come over, we need to hang out, like you need to do OnlyFans. Like, how are you not on OnlyFans? Don't do OnlyFans. She also asked me like right away, she's like, I know you do OnlyFans, right? I'm like, no, I don't. I do YouTube videos. And she's like, oh, okay, but if you're gonna do an OnlyFans, if you want to be naked, don't do OnlyFans, do this website. And I'm like, okay. And just pimping me out, I was just like, whatever. I don't know. She already like slut shamed me from looking at me. Great. And it was just a little odd. And she was just like too friendly. Once she knew what I did for a living and saw my Instagram, and I was like, yeah, I'm out. Like, people in LA do that shit to you. I hate that. Do not take people's phone and like follow them. That's really embarrassing and sad. Do not do it. What? And I don't know. I was just thinking about it. Like, I think I still struggle with that, even at like, I did at 13, I did at 16, 20, at 25, and I'm still struggling. It's like, it doesn't end, you guys. Like, the only way you can be friends with your own like race or kind is really like, you don't share anything. And then I'm like, that's not even a friend then. Like, that's just a lamppost. I want to share my thoughts. I want to be open. But I noticed when I do that with other races and people, they don't view me as competition. And your own people be doing that. You know what I mean? Like, they really switch up on you and they're like, oh, she thinks she's this and she's that. Like, it's so bizarre. Like, I get that with even like my own followers. Like, they'll hype me up and then be so upset that I went to LA and like I got ruined in a way, but I'm like, you watched me, you made me successful. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, you hyped me up and you did this and you did that. And now you're sad that I'm in LA. Like, you should be happy for me. I think we're in this together. I am more of a representation of you and us. Like, you and I were together with Twinem. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't like it's a lot of comments. If you read through them, it's a lot of envy and jealousy. Like, this girl was like, I unfollowed Anncy when she moved to LA. I'm like, huh? Like, what, why, like, how does that, why does my IP address matter? If I go to New Delhi, will you unfollow me? No, because you think I went back to my homeland country, and that isn't like a upgrade or a downgrade. It's just, oh, she went to New Delhi, okay. But I went to LA, so that was kind of like, ooh, she thinks she's better than me. And I'm like, I don't think I'm that, you know. And the whole thing switched. Like, I would make the same videos in Dubai, they were accepted, and the same videos I would make in LA, and they were not accepted, because suddenly my own people would look at me and view me as their competition. And I was so genuinely confused. I'm like, where is this anger coming from? Like, it was so bizarre. Like, I made the same Indian jokes with the same Indian accent that was accepted, but then suddenly it was like, no, she's doing this. And she's like, it's so funny to me that like there were a few people who were mad that I had Indian in my title. It was like, first it was like, I'm so glad she puts that on her title because we don't have brown YouTubers. And it switched to she's using our race to get viewership. I'm like, huh? What are you talking about? This is so confusing to me. So it's just something I struggle with a lot. And that's why when you see me hanging out with white folks or like other folks, like other races, people always fight them too. Like, why are you hanging with white people? You sold yourself. Nah, nah, nah. I'm like, girly pop. Brown girls don't want me. They want to hang out with me. Broskies. I want to hang out. I want to eat some pani puri. My tongue. I haven't eaten pani puri in like 5 years. That's what it feels like. It really does. LA, shit show. I don't even try brown food here. But yeah, I thought of coming here and venting it out, because a girl brought this topic up. She's like, do you think there's a lot of jealousy in our community? I'm like, girl, let me fucking talk about it. Like, I feel like it's not just our community. I think it applies to every single community. Like, they really be hating on their own kind. But hopefully we get through that. And I just want to come here and say I'm 25, 26 in 2 months. It doesn't get better. Just keep your shit together. And yeah, I'm in my cutting off and finding new friends phase. I don't care about friends and family. I don't care about anyone right now, just by myself. And I think that happens after your prefrontal cortex develops. So just wait for that to just grow. And I felt that fucking happen. I'm not kidding. At 25, when I turned 25, I'm like, a new flesh was added in my head. It's the I don't care about things and people or your race or your gender. If you're awful, envious to me, I cut you off, because I've been walked and abused so many times that I had to wake up one day and be like, yeah, see ya. Boundaries, shocking coming from me. And yeah, I thought of just letting you know, you need to have really good boundaries. And I've had established great boundaries after last year. It was a nightmare of what happened, you guys know, with all my friendships like exploding and trying to ruin me on the internet. I have learned to not share at all, because a lot of people don't have the best intentions for you. And it doesn't matter if you're an influencer or not, people still don't want the best for you. So keep your shit to yourself and protect your peace. And I will see you guys in my next episode. Love you.